Hello. Oh, excuse me. That caught me off guard. Today is, I forgot to introduce the date. I probably did from the other videos from earlier. So, oh man. Um, so, I guess I got what I think is a plan. Um, so, and see, me being here in Mobile, Alabama, it's the longest period of time that I've been here for a little over 2 weeks, and usually I would have had my stuff straightened out. That that I would have already done something like got my driver's license. I stay on top of stuff like that, like having my driver's license switched over almost immediately, my social security benefits, trying to apply for food stamps and everything. I mean, the most I did was apply for housing, but I feel like a hamster on the wheel. I'm glad somebody was able to help me with one last night here at the hotel. And I'm glad the girl gave me a half off discount, and then I'm gonna try to I don't even know go back to Pensacola tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll just take that gamble of taking the transit bus. If not, I mean, I know that the cab is too expensive, way too expensive. But I don't know if the bus driver will just refuse to let me on, or if they might let me on and not say anything, or if they will, let me on and then sneak and call the police or something. It's like when people want to take action and call the police on me, and I haven't done anything, like unprovoked. The moment they see my face, I'm trouble. Been like that since, elementary school. So, it's like it's just not working out here. And tomorrow I get my $23 SSI check. Then Friday I get the $780 Social Security check. There are many people in the so-called targeted individual community, not only the perps but the other TIs also, who they think that I don't deserve help, or I shouldn't be asking for any help, and that I should only stick to my Social Security and SSI. I'm just in a situation right now, running from a stalker. Can't call the police. I couldn't call the police on him and have him arrested for what he did. All I could do was flee. Some people say you got to keep moving, and another group of people say you can't keep running. So, I mean, the whole time I was by Janet, and the time in the month of May, I had some of that coronavirus, a little, like at least $300 of that coronavirus money left over after I left Janet. Plus, a little extra. And then a few other people helped me out to help keep me, because, they had the curfews and stuff. So, then when the money ran out, I went back on the streets, and I was, updating y'all on my situation and my status with my targeting and everything like that. But when I was by Janet and also in that hotel room, I didn't see Alex at all or hear from him. He was not around at all. Now, let's see, April and May. it was like the very end of May or something, or was it June? And I guess they must have alerted him that, like, I think it was like the last week or the second to last week of May, and I had to go back on the streets because my money ran out. And so, and people were glad to help. They didn't have a problem with, offering me like $80 extra for a couple of more days in that cheap $35 hotel, So, I mean, I'm doing as best as I can with my situation and my circumstance. I'm not trying to get over on anybody. But, it seemed like I had to, learn from experience and learn my lesson to not name names in the targeted individual community of people who offended me or done or said something offensive to me, But it's like too many of them act like as if, I should just get even like people think I should just stick to Social Security and SSI and food stamps. Like I shouldn't try to get my own job and work, or I shouldn't try to ask for financial help from other people if I need it. If I had my own way to work, I wouldn't try to ask for other people for help, Or, they want to try to shut me down and try to stop me or try to hold me back and act like a perp and falsely accuse me of trying to get over on everybody and trying to make like, oh, she gets an income. Don't help her. I've seen it on my comments from perps and so-called targeted individuals alike. Or, oh, you should stop. Hotels cost too much money, and some targeted individuals can have a job, some of them can't. But targeted individuals don't have money to give you, and you should stop. You should stop asking, for money for to stay in a hotel because it's too expensive. And I mean, but what am I supposed to do? You want me to go to jail? I mean, that same person was like, oh yeah, you should go live out in the woods and stuff. Go live out in the woods, I'm like, well, wow, that sounds pretty hateful. Like, I'm a single disabled targeted female. And it's like you want me to go disappear out in the woods and get away from everybody because you think I'm aggravating and annoying. So, it's like, I'm not even going to go into detail. I don't want to startle anything, but it's like people act like they have a problem, not addressed this situation too many times, that I wasn't really asking for much of any help until the situation I was in with Alex. And I just keep saying it in several videos, like, the police, they harassed me last night. I'm sleep deprived, So it's like I couldn't take it anymore tonight. So I'm glad somebody was able to help me out. So, or else you would have wanted me to go to jail for dozing off. Without that, I had no money at all. And why don't I have a right to get a little help until Friday? And then, shucks, the only rent I'll be paying is my storage rent and my phone, and the only bills. And then I can sleep rent free at my little sleep spot in Pensacola. But my plan is to try to see if I can just, it'll be more inconvenient, but that might be what I have to do. I think I heard that they putting stuff back on lockdown. That, what am I going to, so I felt like I didn't want to, start back all over. Usually I don't mind moving around, and I, lived in different cities and states, but I just felt like, even though I'm an hour away, I felt like maybe because of coronavirus inconvenience, I'm just sitting here feeling like, I don't want to deal with the hectic thing of moving again, or trying to settle in a different city and state again. you know. So I figure if I take the private transport, the paratransit, it'll be inconvenient because I have to call a day in advance. And then you know how they play with me by trying to force me to wait an extra hour. I guess I have to be prepared for that. And they wait till the last minute to come get me, talking about they have an hour grace period, but you better be out there waiting on time. I never understood that. That's like how when you're in school, it's okay for the teacher at school to be late, but you better not be late or else you're in trouble. Or you'll get reprimanded or punished or something. But so if I go back to Pensacola by that sleep spot, outside like I've been doing for months, not really, and y'all know I haven't been asking people for money until this situation with Alex running me out of Pensacola. And when a few people helped me out last month, and and every once in a big blue moon, a few people helped me out, and there was no problem. But ever since this situation with Alex, well, everybody has a problem. But one situation a few months ago, it was a black lady who think I should just stay on Social Security, and that I don't have a right to, ask for extra help or anything. But it's like in a once in a big blue moon, and a lot of targeted individuals, some of them encourage it, and then there's that other half who act like they're trying to prevent it. Oh, don't help her, she gets an income. But other people be like, well, why don't you raise money to donate for a van, and that way if the person mess with you, you can just be free to go, or that way the person won't set up shop or whatever, So it's like me asking for any. I bet you if I didn't have an income, y'all would still give me thumbs down and frown upon me, So, I'm trying to think that maybe I should just, sleep rent free downtown, and just stay dirty, because University of West Florida, UWF, closed, or it's kind of hard and inconvenient trying to get a shower at the beach. And one time I tried to go in the bathroom and take a sponge bath, and it didn't work out because I got like a lot of water got on the floor and was all dirty and muddy. So I figured if I just have my little sleep spot outside, and the one thing I hate, they said that everybody's going to be forced to wear a mask in every building in every place of business in Pensacola, but I'll be mostly outside anyway. So if this ain't working out here in Mobile, and it's like, dog, if I go to jail here, I end up going to jail over there too. Because of Alex. But if it's not for Alex, then I'll be fine. But here, they don't tolerate any homeless. But I have my sleep spot where the police don't bother me. At the park, the police had never bothered me at the park downtown in Pensacola, and I slept sitting up on the benches, and the police passed by several times, and nobody's, no police officer ever bothered me ever at all. Told me no police ever ran me out of the park in downtown Pensacola. So my plan is, I guess if I can stay in that $35 hotel, it would be great. I would have to pay an extra $100 deposit, but I can only afford to stay there 1 week without going broke. And then the rest, then I end up struggling financially. But I put up an ad on Craigslist just in case for both Mobile and, I renewed the ads that I already had for a room for rent for both Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida. But all that, like, there are some people who are not scamming Pensacola, but it's like every room for rent, $500 room for rent or lower or higher here in Mobile, every single last one of them are scam. You know, I put myself on a housing list. It's not my fault it's a long waiting list and there's no housing available, you know. And coronavirus is making everything worse. So there's nobody complaining about the guy, well, except a couple of people. I thought I was the only one complaining about the $80,000 boy with the Karen situation at Starbucks. You know, other people are mad about that too, you know. So I mean, I don't know why people act like they're not trying to understand just that I'm in a situation right now, you know. And nobody, I mean, if people, you know, I don't know why people want me to be, if you're targeted too, why you want me to be blocked from getting help, or you don't want nobody to help me, you know. Or like somebody made a comment on Twitter, I said, well, God must have been looking out for me because I didn't have to pay for dinner because somebody gave me, you know, free Chick-fil-A, a whole box, you know, of a sandwich, chips, and cookie, you know. And so then somebody said it like she got a problem with it, like, you know, well, you get SSI and food stamps. I said, no, I don't get food stamps, you know. And she said it like as if, you know, like as if I was not allowed. I mean, I didn't ask them. The girl offered it to me, you know. But then this lady, she gave me $20. But then she's like, oh, don't you get SSI? Don't you get SSI or something like that? But I didn't know this was the same lady that was rude to me on YouTube one time. And if I would have known that was her, I wouldn't have accepted the $20 from her. I didn't know until after I took the $20. But shucks, I'll give you the $20 back, you know. But I didn't want nobody, you know, a smear campaign against me again, that I'm a false target or that I'm a perp or whatever. And I'm none of that, you know. But it's like the narcissistic fakes, they're the ones who are popular and well liked and stuff like that, and they get all the undeserved honor and stuff. And it's like people would gang up on me like a pack of wolves and stuff like that and attack me. And then I wake up one day and lose all my YouTube subscribers and all my Twitter followers and stuff, you know, behind, you know, because I'm not popular. And I said, well, the people who try to have a problem with me asking for help, I'm like, well, you're trying to hold me back or whatever because you're jealous. You know, I'm not trying to ask for too much. I'm just asking for, you know, a little bit of help because of my little situation, you know, and just basic bare necessities. I mean, just food or hotel room or whatever. I mean, I tried the cheap $35 hotel room. It's not my fault they're bed bug infested and abusive and money hungry thieves, you know. So I figure that I mean, the one in Pensacola is great, you know. They're acting like they love me over there, you know. So if I just have my little sleep spot and try to avoid as much as possible the transit bus, it'll be hard to try to avoid bodacious, because when it's a rainy day, I mean, that's, I guess, the go-to place downtown, or if I can find some place away from downtown. But then, you know, I can't just hop on the bus because Alex might be there, you know. And he needs to be stopped. He shouldn't be allowed to have that much power and control. And then these idiot bus drivers sitting there freaking listening to him and like a total puppet on a string do whatever he says, you know. So I'm going to just try to have my little free sleep spot. And one thing I like the beaches, so I'm gonna be upset if I can't get to go to the beach if I am banned. But they still keep playing with me, won't give me a straight answer, you know. So I mean, thanks for watching, and for the people who did help, I appreciate it. And those are the ones who are not, they're not complaining, they're not trying to say anything, you know. But the other ones, the ones who have only one person who helped me out with $20 has a problem. Like, but everybody else who got something to say, they everybody else who got something to say, you know, they haven't done shit, you know. So thanks for watching, and for the few little supporters, thank y'all. Bye bye.